2000s were a disaster for the Sonic series, and it was in a tough spot. But if you know anything about Sonic, then you probably know what I mean. After Sonic 06 single-handedly destroyed the series' reputation, anytime anyone makes a Sonic review, they always mention Sonic 06, especially if it's a 3D game. Anyway, when my parents took me to a pawn shop called Gamezilla, I believe, that's when I first laid eyes on Sonic and the Black Knight. One look at the box art and I was hooked. Sonic looks so cool with his sword and stuff. So I begged my parents to buy it for me, and I remember staring at the box the whole ride home. After we got home, I instantly put it on, and like a month later I beat it because I sucked at games. But I liked it. But I also never touched it again until I gave it away to a friend. But I got it back and decided to play through it again. So, is this game any good? Well, from what I hear, no, but I'm willing to give it a fair shot. This is my review of Sonic and the Black Knight. Before we begin though, I want to say yes, I know I've been making a lot of Sonic content, but then again, who really cares? I figured since I did my awful review on Secret Rings, I might as well do the sequel. Alright, proceed. The game kicks off with a girl wizard person running down a path being chased by our villain for this mess, King Arthur, who spawns in a bunch of his goons. So this wizard girl, who we find out to be named Merlina, summons Sonic, who is probably having lunch because he has 2 chili dogs with him. Sonic saves Merlina, then learns that King Arthur wants to take over the world, or something generic like that, I don't remember honestly. Oh yeah, King Arthur also sends the Knights of the Round Table, which is just Shadow, Knuckles, and Blaze, for some weird reason. Seriously, of all people, they chose Blaze. Okay, whatever, who cares? So Sonic needs to find the sacred sword known as Caliburn in order to actually fight. Sonic also needs to get the other sacred swords from the Knights of the Round Table, blah blah blah. After Sonic defeats them, he goes to face King Arthur, and then Sonic wins. But it turns out Merlina actually was the villain, because King Arthur was just an illusion or something like that. Merlina then proceeds to summon some kind of red-black hole, I don't know, and destroys the castle because she wants a world that lasts forever. Anyway, Sonic wins. Turns out Sonic is the real King Arthur, which, by the way, that plot element just came out of nowhere. Sonic saves the day, and that's the end of the story. The story isn't really bad, it's just really forgettable. That was probably a lousy plot summary, but I'm sorry, this story just feels forced, honestly. And some things just come out of nowhere, like at the end where it turns out that Sonic is the real King Arthur or whatever. Like, what was the point of that? Or the last 30 minutes of the game where Merlina just turns evil. It just felt so forced. It's like it was clear that they needed something to make the stakes higher. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not really a big fan of the story. But hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. Damn it. Sorry, as I was saying, sorry about that. The story means nothing if the game is either good or bad, so let's just move on to the gameplay. The game feels very similar to Secret Rings, except this time you need the nunchuck and Wiimote combo. The game actually fixes lots of the control problems from the last game. No more rails or auto jumping or running. You finally have full You finally have full control over Sonic, which is great. However, unfortunately, the level design is so bad. Not unfair kind of bad, but it's so boring sort of bad, you know what I mean? I mean, sure, you have full control over Sonic, but that doesn't mean anything since you literally run in a straight line. I'm not joking. You run in a straight line for the entire game while sometimes jumping, and that's it. That's all she wrote. It wouldn't be so bad if there was actually stuff going on, but there isn't. You see the big thing with this is that, sorry for repeating myself, but the big thing with this game is that Sonic has a sword, and it sucks. I mean, the concept of Sonic running around slashing with a sword is actually really cool, but the gameplay is why everyone hates this game. It's like Shadow the Hedgehog. The swordplay really ruins the experience. The motion controls really aren't that good because you have to swing the rear remote like a madman. If you jump and stuff, Sonic will do different attacks, but you still have to swing the rear remote like a madman, and it's just so hard on the wrist. Motion controls overall are really hit or miss. And then you have Sonic himself. His controls are hit or miss. Yes, you have full control, but with the straight and boring level design, it means nothing. Sonic's overall movement sucks. I mean, just look at Crash Bandicoot. His level design is also a straight line, but there's a challenging but fair fun platforming. There's stuff to do, secrets to find, and in Sonic and the Black Knight, you get none of that. No secrets, no bonuses, not even challenges. Yes, this game is very easy, but it's so easy to the point where it's boring and not fun. I mean, seriously, not to mention the motion controls, swinging like crazy just to make the damn sword swing really hurts the wrist after a while. Even if the motion controls were good, it doesn't help the fact that it's still plain boring. Then you have the boss fights. I know Sonic isn't really known for good fights, but geez, these have to be one of the worst in the series because you just slash your unresponsive sword till they go down. Doesn't that sound like fun? Okay, actually, let's establish something. I actually think Sonic 06 is a way better game. Like, seriously, the game actually, well, there's level design. I messed up that line so badly. There, the level design is way better, and sometimes it's actually fun. The bosses actually require thought, and I personally think it was dang it. I think it has a way better soundtrack, plus the game is like 3 times longer. Seriously, Black Knight clocks out at around like 2 or 3 hours. 100% maybe like 4 or 5 hours. For me personally, hell, Secret Rings is a 10 times better game. Sure, I know I said Secret Rings is a guilty pleasure for me, but I think Secret Rings has a lot of genuinely good elements. The level design, while yes it's the same as Black Knight, is far better. Sure, the control scheme is awful, but I found it fun in its own right. And the level themes are way better and more memorable, and set pieces, oh, they're so good. Okay, look, here's a little game. Here's a part from Sand Oasis, where you have to scale a wall. Okay, bad example. Here's a part from Dinosaur Jungle. I mean, the level literally opens up with you being chased by 3 angry Triceratops, dang it. Or the part literally right after where you slide down a very chaotic river, I don't know, but that's cool, that's memorable, that's fun. Here's a part where you have to guide yourself through a lush and beautiful cave. That is fun and memorable. And then there's a part right after where you have to try not to get eaten by the T-Rex, and then you have to dodge its tail. That is fun and memorable. Or the part in Pirate Storm where you literally freaking ride a cannonball. That is so cool. Or the part where you literally go surfing through a storm. That stuff is cool and memorable. Now look at these Black Knight stages. Here's a stage where you run through a little village. It's not that interesting though, because nothing happens in the entire level and you just run in a straight line. Here's the one where you run through an open valley. Once again, there's nothing really interesting because nothing happens and you just run in a straight line. Or Guys, you will not believe this, but guess what? Even the soundtrack is super forgettable. I know, crazy, right? I mean, the soundtrack is still great, but damn, just look at Secret Rings, Unleashed, 06, Colors, Adventure 2. Not including main themes, stuff like Live and Learn, Reach for the Stars, Endless Possibilities, no. I mean level songs. Like, when you say Adventure 2, I think City Escape. When you say 06, I think Crisis City. When you say Colors, I think pretty much every level in the game, because that soundtrack is so good and so memorable, so catchy. But to be more specific, I don't know, I mean Aquarium Park. Or Tropical Resort. The point is Black Knight's music is still great, but I can't remember a single track other than, well, Night of the Wind, because that song is great. I just remember the soundtrack overall being great. I don't really remember the level themes or the actual tracks themselves. The graphics still look pretty great for a Wii game, like for Wii standards, but the storybook look of the cutscenes are just really pleasing. I mean, look at this. Way better than Secret Rings cutscenes, in my opinion. In conclusion, Sonic and the Black Knight isn't, like, don't get me wrong, this isn't an awful game. Even though I think So 6 is better, ignore that. This is not an awful game, it's just not a very fun one, that's all. It's not all bad, it's just not really satisfying to play through. It's not frustrating or like almost unplayable like Sonic Boom, but with a lot of mediocre Sonic games that has a lot of great ideas, like seriously, have you ever thought about that? Like almost every mediocre bad Sonic game has great ideas, but they all just fall flat, and this game is no exception. Bottom line is, overall, just skip this one. You could do worse, but you could also do way better. And also, I think Secret Rings is just overall a better game. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Book series, that's what they're called. I can rest easy knowing why the series never got a third game. Also, I'm probably never touching this game again. Little side note, I hate when I keep missing the recording thing. I'm never touching this game again. Hey, if you enjoy this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot, and yes, I scripted this. As you can tell, they kept messing up my lines. I have to get better at this. But I think compared to my last review, I think you could tell I suck at improv. Like, I suck at making things up from the top of the dome, you know? Anyway, I'll see you all next time, and goodbye. I keep missing...